Right, time to get our experts into this. First of all, Mr. Gavaskar, I'm going to talk to you about this game. Sir, you think Rajasthan, for all their worth, it went down to the final over. You think they're guilty of letting Punjab back in this game?
No, not really. I think what happens when you're chasing a small total, sometimes batsmen take it a little bit easy. The top order thinks, yeah, we have got a long batting lineup, so even if I get out, there will be somebody down the order. So it was good to see Ajinkya Rahane take the responsibility and steer his team to a win. I think if it had been maybe chasing 140, they would have shown a little more urgency. But at the end of the day, they won the game. They have got the points, and I don't think if they keep winning, the net run rate will come into the equation. So I think the important thing is to keep on winning and not worry too much about the net run rate.
Okay. Also, now time to get Mr. Engineer onto this. First off, the most important question: how was dinner with Lionel Richie?
To have dinner with Lionel Richie is a hell of a thing. Yeah, I enjoyed it immensely. Even played my request, dancing on the ceiling. I won't burst into song now. He was asking me about opening batting. I said, you should talk to Sunil Gavaskar. He's the one who's got 34 test centuries. Dikra, Lionel Richie might be giving you a ring later, you know. To know more about opening the innings. But seriously, I had my turban here for Kings 11 Punjab.
I'd love to.
Sorry, Sonny?
I don't mind that at all. I'd love to have a chat with Mr. Richie.
Yeah, but he'll ask you how to face an outswinger and an in-swinger.
That's okay. It's so easy to do. I mean, that's not a problem at all. I mean, at this age, you can always say it's not a problem at all. It might have been a huge problem when you were playing, but now you're retired. You know, you always get better when you're in the commentary box. Better than what you were during your playing days.
You're so right. Yeah, 125 just wasn't enough. I had my turban here to wear Kings 11 Punjab if they won it, but you know, it's wilting a bit now. Adam Gilchrist, 7 ducks in a row.
Yeah. No, not in a row, but 7 ducks.
I know, but it's just not good enough.
Yeah.
He held a couple of great catches though, you know.
Yeah.
But just not enough, Dino, is it? 125?
No.
I don't expect to win there.
Batting's a huge problem for the Kings 11 at the moment. They're all out of form. No one's got a 50. Hussey's got 90 runs for the most. They've only hit 4 sixes in the competition. They've really got to smarten their act up there or they're going to get belted.
Well, you just spoke about the batting order. You know, staying with you, Kings were 10 for 3 to reach 124. You think they're good to recover that much?
Oh yeah, but you know the game's gone. You know you can't afford to lose 2 quick wickets in a hurry before the 6 overs. That's the KPI or the key performance indicators. What the teams talk about. The coaches put there says, please do not lose more than 2 wickets by the 8th over, and then you can have a bit of a run in. But the new ball's swinging around a little bit. You notice the new ball bowlers are bowling very, very well. Got to hand it to Rajasthan just quickly. You know, they've got 30 wickets in the competition already. Cooper's got 8. Trivedi's got 5. They're all really bowling really well, and that's the reason why they're doing well. It hasn't put I still think their batting's a little bit suspect, but their bowling's been outstanding.
Well, in Rajasthan, only 3 pretty average scores. Watson, 30-odd. Rahane, I thought, was the best of the lot. And Samson. You know, very sensible batting. Gave Rahane most of the strike. They didn't have a big total to chase. So I think totals, like as Sunny rightly said, you know, they're pretty easy to get, and you know, they got them.
Mr. Gavaskar, talking about Punjab and their batting woes, you suppose one of the reasons it could be that you probably get Azhar Mahmood higher up the order, and probably that gets better then?
Yes, he's got so much experience in this form of the game. He plays as a pro all around the world. And so he's got the experience of playing on all kinds of surfaces, playing in all kinds of situations. Yes, and I think it makes a difference, particularly when you're losing matches. So when you're winning, then you can send the younger players up. But you know, I think I just find with the Indian younger players, you know, they're mentally just looking to play the glamour shots, and that's letting them down. I think they score somewhere down the line. One game they score some 40-odd, and then the media says he's a batting sensation. And the next 5-6 games, they can't get a run on board because they're just trying to repeat that. But what happens is, when you've got that 40, the other teams are observing you. The coaches are saying to their bowlers, look, don't bowl to him here. They know that this is his strength, so try and bowl somewhere else. So it's not going to be easy. I think there is enough opportunity. You play proper cricketing shots and then go for the lofted shot. Look at Chris Gale. I mean, Chris Gale is a prime example. First 5-6 overs, he actually doesn't do much. After that, he just bangs them around, and his strike rate is almost 200.
Okay, Dino, just getting back to you about a player you know very well, Shane Watson. He got going in the beginning, played well, though got out not before getting a 50 or something. Yep. Keeping his injury in mind, do you see him lasting out a tournament like this?
That's always a major concern, and the Australian cricket selectors have no doubt watching what he does here because he's got the Champions Trophy. Look, he's a fantastic one-day player. He's a fantastic T20 player, but he's not in my squad for the Ashes unless he bowls, and he's trying to pick and choose, and he's not bowling yet. So obviously there's still concerns about his injury. You can get away with it in T20 cricket, but in one-dayers and Test cricket, particularly for Australian team, it doesn't fit in my team at the moment.
Farokh, a word on S. Sreesanth. We spoke about him before the game.
Well, Sreesanth, I told him before the game, the best way to answer his critics is to get wickets. Yes. You know, he got a couple of good wickets today. He got Adam Gilchrist for 0. You know, I've always rated Sreesanth as a good bowler. You know, and if he just got more wickets than he sends tweets, I think he'll be a far better cricketer, I think. You know.
Okay. Mr. Gavaskar, just talking to you about Rajasthan, sir. Next up, they play Mumbai at home. Do you suppose they go on with the same pace attack, or do you get Sean Tatum for that?
I think that's going to be a good question, because against a batting lineup like that, you probably need something more than what they've got. Somebody who can come in and bowl express stuff. So and the pitches at Jaipur have been really good. Look at the way the ball's carrying on. It's thudding into the wicketkeeper's gloves. That makes it easier also for the batsmen who like to play on the up. So I think they've prepared a very good cricket pitch. At this time of the year, you'd normally find pitches where the ball is keeping low and slow. But I think generally in this year's IPL, we've found pitches which have been very, very good for cricket. Bowlers can do something, batsmen can also play their shots. And that is the reason why we had such close finishes.
Contrasting sort of sides of Pretty Zinta when you know, Kings 11 Punjab were losing and Shilpa Shetty was there gyrating away, you know. Yeah. So I mean, lovely to see the contrast between the two actresses, you know. I mean, it's a battle between the actresses, isn't it?
It is a battle of the actresses. But do you know you wanted to come?
Yeah, I was just going to say, where do you fit Tate in? The 4 overseas players at Watson, Hodge, Faulkner, Cooper. Now Cooper's had an outstanding IPL up to now. And I'm with Sonny. I think you need to have a bit of an X factor, because you can knock teams over, but he's been doing his job. Does he take Faulkner's spot? It's Faulkner or Cooper, and Faulkner did very well again. It's a really gutsy call on how he fits in.
It's a very difficult decision, isn't it? Because to leave a man like Sean Tate out, you know, you've got to have real good backup.
But you won without him.
Sonny's absolutely right there, you know, because although he's a class bowler, he can be a tremendous asset. But who is he going to come in place of?
Okay, Mr. Engineer, staying with you, talking about Adam Gilchrist, you're the only wicketkeeper on our panel. Took 2 very good catches today.
Absolutely brilliant. For a man who's retired, at first we saw him rising a bit too early, because when a wicketkeeper gets up too early, it's more, just like first slip, it's more difficult to go down for a low catch. But Gilchrist, being experienced that he is, stayed very low for both the catches and went, you know, great catches. Great example of wicket-keeping. Youngsters watching should have watched those 2 catches. Brilliant.
So, Mr. Gavaskar, do you think ringing the alarm bells is a bit too early right now in the IPL for Kings 11 Punjab, or would you say give them more time and they'll come back into their own?
I think you've got to give them more time. It's just 4 matches. Everybody's played 4 or 5 matches. Another 10 matches to go. I don't think you can rule anybody out. You can have a winning streak suddenly and you take over and be in the top 4. So I wouldn't be too worried. Yes, I think I'd like to just make the odd change here and there, because you know this is the first couple of weeks are the weeks where teams are looking for their ideal combination. How many, particularly picking the overseas players. And I think the teams will probably get what they feel will be the ideal combination in another week's time, more towards the end of April, that they'll be confident about some other players.
Okay.
Well, man, like Sunil Gavaskar says something, we've all got to stand up and listen, because he's an absolute authority and talks a lot of sense, and absolute perfect, I think, what he's saying.
Just spot on. You need to have 9 wins though to get in the finals, and they're struggling now to get them.
Just a final question, Dino. I want to ask you. We're running short on time. Combination is what they're looking for. Gilchrist is not getting up there, his runs up there. So do you take a tough call? What do you do?
Gee, it's a real hard call. You pay lots of money to guys who are over the age of 40, and the big thing is, I would like my 40-year-olds to be playing a lot of cricket, and they're not playing a lot of cricket. It's at least some, a couple of hits during the year or something, but they're not doing it. But I've noticed now that Gilchrist has signed on to play in the Caribbean Premier League. So if he does sign up and have 1 more year in the IPL, at least he's getting more cricket. He has not played at all since the IPL last year. And you're asking putting in a lot of money for a guy that hasn't played.
Isn't that the best thing to happen to a 40-year-old?
Yeah.
You know, the IPL and the Caribbean League and the Sri Lankan League.
Yeah, but the bottom
Where were they in our time?
Yeah, I know that.
Eh?
But the bottom line is, if all three us the guys on the good, the bad, and the ugly, and on the ugly here, if we all put in.
Sonny and I agree with you there. You know,
if we own the franchise, we would want our 40-year-olds. We're paying $1 million to. We want them playing a little bit more cricket.
absolutely.
We can't have them coming in cold and not making any runs. He did that last year as well. Yeah. So the question mark is with Gilly. He's a great keeper, and one of the greatest we've ever seen. But we need to see more results.
They've got to play more, haven't they?
Absolutely.
I think the franchises should say that, look here, you just don't come for the IPL raw. You should play some cricket in Australia.
Yeah.
And I hope that he does. He'd want to, wouldn't he?
Yeah,
to keep his eye in and all that.
The Big Bash League at home.
No.
So,
well, that's sad. I think you should.
Final question to Mr. Gavaskar. Mr. Gavaskar, James Faulkner was awarded the man of the match. Would you have given him the same?
It would have been a tough one with Ajinkya Rahane, but I guess you take a couple of wickets, you push the opposition back. I would not quibble with that choice at all, because at the end of the day, what happens is it's a team effort. Sometimes you do pretty much everything together, but maybe just that little bit, one over can make a difference to whether a player should get the man of the match or player B should be getting it. So I don't think the Rajasthan team would complain too much. As long as they keep winning matches, I don't think it makes a difference who gets the man of the match.
Okay. No, we don't. But I just, the guy that changed the momentum of the match right from the very start, everyone has their ideas. I thought Sreesanth, 2 quick wickets, bang, bang, they're in front.
Do you think he's going to tweet about it tonight?
I think Mr. Rahul Dravid will make sure he doesn't tweet again.
You reckon Sreesanth should have got man of the match?
Yeah, well, why not? He's got 2 for 20 and he swung the match in their favour.
All right, gentlemen, I think we're getting time for this game is over.